Hey everyone, I just wanted to comment on YouTube, everyone out there, about the G20 summit that just wrapped up in Toronto and the amount of human rights and corruption and just everything that had happened there that a lot of people may not know out there in the world, what's going on. It may not be a surprise, but I'm just going to try and go as quickly as I can with facts and opinion, primarily focusing on facts, and then showing you in three parts, including this one's video clips from the media that show everything that went down. Okay, just reading the quick recap is people were held who were peacefully protesting were arrested and put into a detention center in the old film studio in the east on Eastern Avenue in Toronto. And one report, because I don't have all the video clips recorded, but for ones that you don't see, there's someone who was told while she was detained and held for over 20 hours, that you are rats. They were held in cages. There was no water or food. They had to cover each other to use the bathroom because there was no door on the porta potty thing that they had in there. These were not violent protesters, peaceful people. For example, there were people protesting outside the actual detainment place again on Eastern, and they were penned in and arrested. And again, weren't doing anything. There was no violence. There was no damage to property. That's what happened. There were some people say, well, they were warned, but they had every right to be there. But I know some people will disagree with that. Okay, getting on to the next point. People who were penned in at Queen and Spadina in all four corners, they were not. And people asked, can I leave? And they wouldn't allow them to leave that corner, even though it was nowhere near the G20 summit where it was located. They were told anyone who took pictures were detained, including people from CTV producer was arrested. CTV is the news program in Toronto, Canada, as well as cameramen. And then what I find interesting is that when people protest outside what I spoke of earlier, the detainment center that they the makeshift one they had at the studio, is they were negotiating to let people go. Now, why did they have to negotiate in the first place to let people go is more my question. That people have to protest to let this happen. What else? Oh my goodness. Just basically the reason why I'm making this video is I'm concerned that it was basically we've been living in a police state in the last 2-3 days, and where we're told you cannot walk in certain places. Again, people were not even allowed to walk west on Queen Street, not even near where the summit was happening, to go to Queen and Dufferin to join another protest that was happening, peaceful protest. And basically that they passed a law on June the 2nd without letting people know, secret law, that they could ask anyone an ID for any time at police state, so show your papers, show who you are, or you will be arrested. Apparently this is now being lifted. It was a temporary measure, but still this is something that was not consulted by the public. Public was not known until it basically started happening. Yeah, and I think that this is something that people should be concerned about, and that it will be happening in the future. And my message is just to keep protesting, to keep getting your voice heard out there. And basically this, and if they do ever require people to have ID that has RFID tags in it, I know this sounds extreme, but to try wrapping it in tin foil while you carry it in your pocket so people cannot scan your information from far away. Just one option to think of. And if you think I'm overreacting, please watch these clips, and these are dedicated to the good people who did protest peacefully on Saturday and Sunday, but primarily yesterday, Sunday, June the 27th, who went through deplorable conditions. Okay, thank you very much, and please watch all three videos. I'm sure you'll find it extremely interesting.
The G20 summit area, we all knew that was going to happen. Billions of dollars spent on security. We all wanted them to be there when the vandals hit the streets. But what we didn't anticipate was this kind of situation. From the accounts that we're hearing right now, many of you were not protesters or in this march. It was just wrong place, wrong time.
Yes, completely. They took all the protesters immediately. They removed and handcuffed all the protesters and put them on buses, and they left we were not too sure, but approximately 100 of us. I wasn't able to see everybody, but approximately 100 of us had been standing in the pouring rain and thunder for 4 hours. But it's just, from talking to people inside the group, there's a consensus that the government has paid $1.3 billion. The estimate's going to be closer to $2 billion for security forces, and when things are peaceful, they need a justification to use those forces, which is why there were 70 of us, innocent people, surrounded by hundreds of riot cops.
I think that the other element to this story, and we all saw the rain, but Toronto was under a severe thunderstorm warning at the time this happened.
Yes.
And Toronto has been experiencing some flooding since this happened. So not only was it raining, it was in some cases torrential downpour and a lightning severe weather situation. So we're really trying to find out from police, and we do want to hear their side. We do want to understand what led to this. But right now what we're hearing is that it was just people who got caught up in the wrong place at the wrong time, people out there interested to see what is going on and being detained, and not allowed washroom breaks, not given water, not given food.
Nothing.
Okay.
And given blankets or anything.
And what were you wearing?
I'm wearing tight and a t-shirt.
And some people were lucky enough, we could see, had umbrellas, but were you able to get under anyone's umbrella?
Yes, I was, but we actually had a couple riots. They stayed us. If that umbrella touches me, you're in trouble.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
So
well,
we were on, like, I understand in certain situations you've got people that need to be handcuffed and people that need to be taken away because they are vandals, but this is not the case.
Well, just so you know, we have emails and phone calls out to the Chief of Police, Bill Blair.
Yeah.
We have requests from the Integrated Security Unit to the Integrated Security Unit to get some explanation about what's going on, as well as our Toronto Mayor. So we're trying to get some answers. Go and dry off and get warm. And thanks for sharing your story with CP24.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. And now I'm going to go back to Farah Nasser.